Hi everybody, I'm Jeff with Virginia Paranormal Investigations, and tonight we're out here in West Point, Virginia, and we've come in search of the Cohoke Ghost Light.
The Cohoke Ghost Light is a very old story that's been told locally. There's a lot of theories as to what this light may be, but the fact of the matter is that there's a strange light that appears down the railroad tracks at a place where Route 632 crosses the tracks. It appears down there and hovers slowly toward the people that are sitting there watching. And some people have claimed that they also see a figure along with this light. Now, there's been claims that perhaps this light is from a conductor who had been walking along beside the tracks when a train rolled by, and there was a chain that was hanging off of the train, that decapitated the man while he was walking there, and he's still walking along with this lantern looking for his head. There's been other stories that I've heard about a conductor or somebody that worked on the railroad. But another interesting theory is that this train was carrying Confederate passengers from the battle in Richmond all the way over to the hospital in West Point when the Union ambushed the train. And the train went off of the tracks, it wrecked, killed a bunch of the people, the Confederates that were there, and the Confederates took up a lantern from the wreckage that was still lit and proceeded to continue down the tracks towards West Point. So no matter what theory you may believe, there's a lot of interesting stories. This was one of those lights that was seen time and time again. Hundreds and hundreds of people have witnessed this, so we figure there really has to be something to it.
We're not going to be able to stop, we're not going to be able to get out and look around or anything like that because it's illegal, but we're going to drive by there and we're going to get as good a look as we can, and if the light is there, we're going to be sure to get it on video so we can present it to you. Let's go check it out. And as you can see, 632 is a very creepy road, just the way we like it. Probably can't see it too well, but up to the right, that little light, that's the moon. It's shining through the trees here, kind of illuminating our way. There's a few scattered houses along the road, which take away from the creepiness, but just a little while back there was nothing along this road. And here we are, coming up on Cohoke Crossing. So we're going to pull up here to these tracks and see if we can see anything. Anything that resembles a light or that people could mistake for a light. As you can see to the right, we got the moon up there in the sky, but pure darkness. I'm really hoping to see something. We've come up here a couple times in the past and we haven't had the opportunity to see this light, this anomaly, but I would love to see it, and I believe it's here because it's one of those things that there's been so many witnesses to, so many people have talked about this for years, that whatever the cause of it, whether there's a natural explanation or whether it's some kind of paranormal activity that's behind the light, I do believe it appears here. But as of now, all I can see is darkness.
I'm with Jeff. I'd really like to see this light. Having lived somewhat in the area all of my life, you've heard it time and time again about this mysterious light. I believe the light was seen more often back in the 60s, and they ended up having to make it illegal to be down here because kids were collecting down here, and they were evidently causing all kinds of mayhem. There was even some sort of a building here at one time, and they burned the building down. So, you know, they caused so much chaos that that the police had to come and start running the kids off and running people off. So that's part of the reason it's illegal to be down here. It's also illegal to be on the railroad tracks at night. So we are parked just off of the railroad tracks, and we're leaving the truck running, and we're going to sit here for a few more minutes and see if perhaps we can catch a glimpse of this light.
Okay, so we've waited here a little while. We haven't seen the light yet. What we're going to do is we're going to go down and loop around and come back on the other side, see if we can't pick anything up. Alright, so here we are coming up to another point where the road crosses the tracks. And we figured we'd come down here and observe from this angle for a little bit and see if we can't see anything. Now, what do you think that if there is a natural explanation for this light, what could it possibly be?
Well, I'm told that there's a lot of naturally occurring swamp gases in this area. So it very well could be that there's some sort of a swamp gas phenomena that's happening here. Now, I don't necessarily believe that, because there's been so many stories of this light coming toward the people that are sitting here watching down the tracks and disappearing right before it gets to them. Also, there's like I said before, there's a story that there's actually been a figure that has accompanied this light. Some people have said they've seen a Confederate soldier accompanying the light. So there would certainly be no natural explanation for that. Now, as you can see, this time of the year, there's also the moon. At this part of the tracks, the moon is down here in the direction where you're supposed to be able to see something come from. So I don't think that that people could mistake the moon for this light, but you never know. Certain parts of the times of the year, there may actually, the moon may line up with the tracks down here, and so that's one possibility. But we would have to be down here at that particular time of year when the moon is over and lining up with the tracks to be able to see exactly what that looked like.
Okay, we're gonna scoot across these tracks here and see if we can give you a little look down the railroad. There you have it, way down there, just a straight stretch of tracks. We're driving away now from the tracks. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see the light tonight, and like I always say with most urban legends or haunted areas, whatever the case, just because we didn't see it tonight doesn't mean it doesn't happen. It just means it didn't happen tonight. So we definitely want to revisit this place. I have to agree with what Linda said earlier, that I don't think any reasonable person could mistake this light for the moon, because, you know, the moon's going to sit there pretty still, and people have described this light as coming at them. There have even been people that were, I wouldn't recommend it, but they've parked their car on the tracks and they've seen the light come down and actually go through their car and proceed down the other side. So, you know, swamp gas, I don't know. I'd have to see it to gauge it a little better. But there's always the possibility that there's something out here, and I'd like to come back another time and see if we can catch a glimpse of it.
It was really kind of cool being able to come down here and see what this looked like at night. I'd only been down here previously during the daytime. Unfortunately, we did not get to see the light, so that's a little bit disappointing. But as Jeff said, that doesn't necessarily mean that it doesn't occur. We're not ones to go around and break the law, so I mean, we probably could have sat there for much longer than we did. But you know, no, we don't want to be, you know, rushed off by any police officers or anybody who comes through the area. So we will have to come back down here another time and see if we can see this light, this mysterious light that everybody sees, and hope that we can see something.